audience, let us understand which is your favorite fruit. So I love mangoes, and I believe that a lot of people love mangoes. So just imagine a situation that one fine morning, that is say tomorrow, you wake up and you come to know that you have inherited a mango grove. And the mango grove is full of mango trees, and a lot of ripe mangoes are hanging on those trees. Such a nice feeling that you have, right? Now it's just that you have not just inherited the mango grove, along with the grove you have inherited the set of workers also. So you have got some number of people who are working in the groves, and their primary job is to make sure that the grove is growing well. You get enough ripe mangoes, you collect them, and then you start converting it into the selling process as well. So you need somebody to cultivate the land. You need somebody to take care of your trees. You need somebody to pluck those mangoes and store them properly. And then it will go on further using logistics. It will be transferred to other places. But then as we understand the mango groves, of course, you will also discover one more condition over here, that the workers were not just the workers that I hired. I found that there were many people who were young, who were grown-ups. There were some kids also. And kids, I'm saying that we are against child labor. It's like the kids of these workers over there who were around. So think of that scenario, that a lot of people at different age levels are over there. Now, as you start working with them as an employer, of course, you are the CEO of that company. That's a mango grove. All right. Now, here what happens is that you discover that some people are actually loving the mangoes, and they're more interested in eating it than plucking it properly. Some people who want to pluck proper mangoes, that is ripe mangoes, but they don't know how to climb trees. They don't know how to use the sticks and the tools to pluck those ripe mangoes. Some of them are not able to distinguish as to how much time more is required for ripening of mangoes. So there are certain skill sets that they are not conversant with. So we discover with this particular situation that we have set of people who have one, very high on skill sets and very high on motivation. That is, they love mangoes and they want to pluck mangoes and they know how to do it properly. Perfection. We have people who know how to do it well, but they just don't want to do it. So there is a skill set, but they are not motivated enough. So we have people who are motivated, but they don't know how to pluck it. And then there is a set of people who are neither knowing how to pluck it, nor they are interested. How do I manage these four set of people around? So this particular concept of skill will metrics was proposed by Max Lenzberg in his book, The Tao of Coaching, and it has been used in a number of places. Used for leadership development, used for student development, and used for coaching and learning in general as well. So a number of uses have been discovered out of it. So we are talking about this model, which is in the form of a matrix. So we say that we have skills, we have will, right? So let us look at the first quadrant where the will is less and the motivation level is also low. So we have got two major lows. So what do we do with the people who come in this particular category? So here what we will do is we will give them step-by-step rules, regulations to be followed. This is how the job has to be done. Follow the rules, follow these steps. Now gradually what will happen over a period of time is month over month, these people will improve their skill set. So those who were low on skill, they will become high on skill, right? And because they're high on skill, their output will increase. Now with this scenario, what happens is, what should we do next? We should try to excite them. We should try to motivate them so that they do it by themselves. They need not be somebody goading them, telling them you have to do this, because they will wait only for the directions to be followed, though they have necessary skills. So we have certain set of people who are highly motivated, but they are low on skills. Now these people, what do I do with them? Now in this particular case, I need to guide them. Why guide them? Because Since they're highly motivated, the moment I tell them how to do the job, they will practice it large number of times, more than what I have told them. They won't have peaceful sleep because they wanted to improve themselves. Hence, a proper guidance will help them to improve their output. So here what is happening is, we are saying that we will guide people so that they bring me the output. Now we have another set of people who are high on motivation, that is high on will, they are highly willing to do the job. And we have a set of people who are also highly skilled. So high skill and high will combination, these are the people whom we can empower. In other words, we can say that these are the leaders in the pipeline. Now the question that arises is, well, once done, is it over? No, it is a continuous process. Why? Because with the period of time, you will discover that a lot of changes are coming in. The skill sets that you learn today are becoming obsolete tomorrow. So you have to keep on learning new skill sets. When you learn new skill sets, there will be inertia and you might be demotivated. Because I just learned a new skill yesterday and today you're saying it is obsolete. So at times people do get demotivated. Hence it's a continuous process. It's a continuum in which we are existing. So a true leader will make sure that this process is a continuum in the organization. Like the mango groves, you've got people who don't know how to do the job, who are not even motivated, but you're not firing people like that, right? Because the skill set that was being used yesterday is not being done today. There was a time when people used to climb trees to pluck ripe mangoes. Then some people use sticks. Some people use tools to pluck it at a height. So there are a number of ways by which things can be done. So the skill sets that are required are becoming different day by day. Of course, we also become older and hence our capacity also changes. So I need to understand that skill sets will change. I have to keep on motivating my people again and again. And of course, we have a lot of people joining and leaving as well for various reasons. So I need to identify which quadrant my employee is right now and what kind of support I need to provide them as a leader for the same. So probably we can use skill will metrics at a number of places now. Whatever we learn, we can use this particular matrix to understand first, where am I? Where is my colleague? Where is my employee in this quadrant? How should I approach them? Happy learning.